Hey YouTubers, Sean Weeda with Weeda's Marine, and right now I want to talk about what's the fastest selling bass boat on our lot. Everybody always wants to talk about what the fastest bass boat is, and that's debatable, but there's no debate. The fastest selling bass boat on our lot is a Phoenix 721. This one is even hotter. It's a new color. It's steel. Calling this one Steelbird. Not Freebird, Steelbird, okay? Steelbird is steel. We've got black, silver, and we've got silver pinstripes on it. But what makes the 721 one of the fastest selling bass boats? I don't know, but since we've been a Phoenix dealer for going on 8 years, last year we were the #1, or this year, 2020, we're the #1 Phoenix boat dealer in the nation, and by far this is our fastest selling boat. Why? Well, 721 packs a lot of value into a really fishable, very well handling, and relatively fast boat. This boat here is got what we call a pro package, which is essentially 250 Merc, 2 power pole blades. We've got 2 Helix 9s. This is an SI, and I believe the one on the front is a DI, and we've put a Minn Kota Ultrex on the front of the boat, okay? So package, we've got good equipment, but accessories, these accessories can be had on any boat. Let's take a tour of the Phoenix and see what makes the boat so popular, okay? And the first thing I want to draw attention to is stainless steel latches, okay? These are compression latches. We open them up and everything in the Phoenix is stainless steel hardware. We have a nice gel coat compartment, and we have no water intrusion issues. We have a nice lip and a water diversion system that keeps our tackle dry. Nobody wants to deal with wet tackle in a bass boat, okay? Black spoke steering wheel, and we've got a relatively simple control panel in a Phoenix, okay? The control panel in the Phoenix, it's rocker switches. There's not a lot to fail there, but we have, you know, independent live wells. We have a recirculate. We have a pump in. We have a pump out. All right. Really, really simple function. And we have the Helix 9s in here. I understand at Weeda's Marine, it's a custom rigging bass boat store. So, you know, while we package these boats ready for sale with these electronics, they'll do most for everyone. If you'd like to add additional electronics or custom mounting, each boat is an individual custom rig at Weeda's Marine, and we can accommodate you. So, what do I always hear about the 721? What's the difference about 721? Well, I consider this a traditional taper bass boat, okay? And what I mean by that is a lot of boats, we've really flared the front deck out, okay? And it's gotten on some boats wider and wider and wider. Well, people sometimes will look at a 721, they'll say it's got a narrower deck. Doesn't have a narrow deck. It's just maybe a narrower deck than a Pro XP or a PHX. But I want you to make your own opinion and think if you could get up here and do work. We'll get on board and we'll check that out a little bit more. But as I make my way up to the front, we can see the Phoenix swing away tongue. We got a Fulton XLT winch. Man, this Steelbird shines in the sun. Looks awesome. Gonna be one of the hottest colors for 2021. But come aboard, and we'll show you a little bit more about the Phoenix boat. Once we're on board, you'll see we have a day box here, or more of a glove box. And we've waterproofed this a little bit more with a gasket. This is a good place to keep our sunglasses, maps, keep your Vienna sausages on hand, or your bag of Funyuns, whatever you're working with. But it also is a nice step up. Now, this actually comes out. It's got 3 wing nuts in here. If you want to remove it, you can remove it and put a center seat option. We know a lot of our fishermen, you know, have kids, or they have someone else they want to bring, and if you want, you can take that out, or they can sit on top. Now, one of the exclusive things of the Phoenix is the in-net storage, okay, for the net. That makes it really nice. Put a full-size net in there, because a net is something that just never has a place in the boat. It's always flopping around, sitting on the console, sitting on the rear butt seat. I really like the console or the net being able to be in the floor. Now, another thing that's unique to a Phoenix boat is we've got a side-mounted passenger rod box. The poor old co-angler, you know, he just gets abused and stuck in the bushes. Well, at least we ought to give the fella a place to put his or her tackle, okay? I've got the cover support system in here, but this is a good place to put a couple rods for the co-angler so that they can have their 4 or 5 rods out on the deck, but maybe they have a rod they're not using or an Alabama rig rod they were throwing in the morning. Put it in there and keep it clean. Now, maybe yourself, it's a nice place to shove a couple spinning rods, because spinning rods are always kind of the turd in the proverbial punch bowl when you put them inside the rod locker there. They just tend to get tangled up in everything. So, nice feature for Phoenix is the passenger side rod box. Other nice features we got a nice little LED light here that lights up, nice little pad here for your co-angler to lock their feet in place, very comfortable seats. I didn't mention that, but for 2021, we have a slightly different seat than we had for 2020. You wouldn't know that by looking at it, but they've changed the ergonomics. There were some complaints that the old seats lean back a little too far. I think they've brought these a little more upright and they're a little more comfortable. Now, going back down here, this is my favorite part of a bass boat. That's the cooler, okay? My favorite part of the bass boat's the cooler. And what Phoenix has done, they've made that nice and deep, and they've got a little rack there for your bratwurst sandwich to sit on so it don't turn on a hot August day. Now in here, got a couple little trays. We've got some room underneath it. What are these good for? Great place to put your spent plastics or your crankbaits that are piling up in the floor, dip dyes, super glues, whatever you want to put in there. It's nice to have individualized little compartments to put things in. As we come over here, we've got the main tackle compartment, and it's a traditional setup in the respects that it's a 2-tiered, 2-lip compartment. Got a couple little bungees in there. You can put your Plano 3400s, 3600s right down the middle, and on the sides, that's a good place to maybe get you some shoe boxes, those plastic ones like they sell at the chain stores, to put your tackle in. Now, this is something new I think they might have just added for 2021. We got a little foam board here. This is another place we could stick loose crankbaits or spinner baits or maybe your go-to items. Got a built-in fish board. I know you Phoenix, you bird fans out there, you guys are ballers and you're not catching 12-inch fish, but you know, in case you need a ruler there, you got one to measure your fish. And last but not least, we got some chip clips here. Put your favorite pack of old blueberry or scumpernong, old monster worms on there. Now, going to the front, this is another tackle compartment, and a lot of people like this because they can sit here and reach up in there. A lot of things we can do with that, shove more tackle, or for that matter, we can shove, you know, life jackets or bulky items up in there. And we've got a conventional rod locker here with a moose rack, if you can come in here and see that, for your rod handles. And we got rod tubes. Now, I understand y'all don't maybe like rod tubes. Well, we can take them out and throw them in the back seat of your pickup truck, and you can take them home, throw them in your garage and lose it. Or we can leave it in there and you can use it the way it's meant to be. Now, over here, we got another rod locker, carpeted, stainless steel pistons. Got a nice place for your navigation lights, right? Got the butt seat we haven't installed yet. So, coming back up there, 721. Again, I hate when people say, well, what's different? Well, it's narrower. Well, here I am, okay? Somewhat of a full-grown man, I think. And I've got plenty of room up on this front deck. I can stand on either side of the trolling motor pedal. So when people say it's narrower, I think that's a relative term. That's why this boat sells so well. Now, there's a place for the 920s, the Pro XPs. There's a place for the PHXs and the Elites. But again, this boat is presented at a, you know, it's still expensive, but it is less expensive than the majority of the competitive products and even Phoenix products on the market. And that's why it makes the 721 the fastest selling bass boat on our lot, and I imagine on Phoenix lots nationwide. Now, the main thing is, if you're watching this video, this boat's probably long gone. But at Weeda's Marine, you can always assure we're gonna have one of the largest selections of Phoenix bass boats in the United States. We also are going to be able to order you a boat and get you a boat that you want. A lot of times you're shopping, you don't see it. Well, a dealer like us, we've got slots, we've got boats on order, we can get you what you want. So make sure to check us out at wheatusmarine.com. And if you like our video, hit that subscribe button so we can keep plenty more content coming your way. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.